Hello, and I'm happy to be back on a stamp day like today. We'll do just a little bit of stamping this morning. And so, I always say it's one of my favorite times of the week to meet here and stamp along with you. All right. There's two people that are showing up, so that's my cue to begin. Sherry is watching, and Kim. Sherry, hello, long time no see. Kim, hello, hello. Sarah Rigby. Sarah Rigby, welcome to the Backstage Pass. I'm so glad to have you here. She's brand new to the group, so you guys welcome her. Hello, Terry. Hello, 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 everybody. Kayleen. Ooh, we got lots of people popping on today. Trisha, hello. Thank you for the comments. What's fun is I can see the comments actually populating. We'll see if they keep coming in. All right, so with you on here, it means that I get to officially begin with Good Thursday morning and welcome to Pickup. This is our class for this week, and it's a pickup class because it's in between two different stamp classes. This week is the Tune In bundle. This class is actually designed as a BYOS, bring your own supplies. And so bring a bundle, bring some DSP and the matching cardstocks and inks, and you'll be set to go. So I'm going to use today the Tune In bundle. You already know that. And you might have heard that I was going to pair it with the Full of Life DSP. So I'm going to be kind of jumping into that, and I'm getting some help with one of my favorite things in the catalog, and that is the In Color Glimmer Papers. So that's the Summer Splash, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink. It's that group of in colors in glimmer paper. Say no more. Be Still My Heart. I love it. It's right up there with Wink of Stella. All right. Trisha, this is the first time catching me live. Cool. Well, I'm glad you guys are all here. Hello. I've got Julie Beltramo here. She says hello. Howdy. Howdy, she says. Howdy, howdy. What's up? And she'll always say, the sky. Anyhow, that's Julie. All right, so let's begin with just a little bit of business, and then we'll do what we're here to do, and that is to stamp. Okay, so here comes the hand. I know it's your favorite part to check out my palm. And it's so tricky because the button for switching to the screen gets hidden behind my the clamp of the stand, and I'm not quite understanding why we are so close. I mean, so far away. Facebook is changing things again. So, hello, how do I get this closer? Okay, well, different. We're usually not so far away. So let me see if I can get this a little closer. I've changed nothing, but they like to change things on us. Okay, hold on, folks. I should give you we should have a topic for discussion while we're doing this. Okay. You guys, my phone is so low. I've never had it this low, but I'm not quite understanding why. I am confused. And then we've got this part of the, okay, hold on. I'm going to try and get rid of that. Okay, this is okay, sorry, but usually you don't see all this. I'm like, what's going on here? All right, we'll have to figure it out. Again, Facebook is changing. They like to keep us thinking. Sarah says, looks good. Yeah, but usually I'm tighter in, and I'm not showing all my craziness on the other side here. Okay. And we're keystoning. All right. Well, I'm just going to ride with it. We're just going to have a bigger surface than normal. Yes. Kayleen says, bonus days. Have you all been ordering during this? I started a topic, Liz. You're funny, Kayleen. I did. I ordered, you know what I ordered, you guys? The Sophisticated Sled online exclusive bundle. I just love it. It's the sled. It's the ice skates. There's, some greenery in it. I am super excited for that to show up at my door. So, Sarah says no video now. Uh-oh. Does anybody else have a problem with the video? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, because I tried not to ruin it. You love the sledge. So can you love that bundle too. Can somebody else tell me, is the video, you're good? Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Let's begin. First bit of news. Okay, I'm back. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm back. Yesterday, not tomorrow. Yesterday was the last day to register for our class for next week's technique time. I have gone through. Sarah has helped me out, and she let me know my things were not jiving. So this one's still, this printed one, this should be 24. So this is a 24, not the 25th. Everything on my blog and everything in the group here does say the 24th. Normally we stamp on Thursdays. Next week I need to stamp on Wednesday so that I can be on the road to head over to the other side of Idaho for my nephew's, he's graduating from BYU, Idaho. So that's where I'm going to be headed next Thursday. But next Wednesday, we will have our technique time. It's going to be fun. It's very, very pretty. We've got lots of cool folds and things as typical. So, if you haven't registered for this and you want to, please let me know right away today. I am cutting kits right after this class so that I can get them in the mail. All right. So that is coming up. Also coming up in 2 weeks, we have Upstyle Your Paper Pumpkin. This actually might be 3 weeks. I can't tell. It's August 8th. I think the first is Thursday, the 1st, but I wanted to use the latter part of the month. I think there might be 5 Thursdays in August. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. But we're going to paper pumpkin on August 8th. All right. And this should be landing in people's homes pretty quick here. I hear it's gorgeous. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Use It Up for August is going to be the wildflower designs. And so we're going to use the bundle. We're actually going to take a look at the entire suite. So those of you who have a purchase this month of $75 or more, you get a free technique class, and you'll get this Use It Up sent with you. So with a $75 order on my current host code, you're getting this kit for free and this kit for free, but you have to do it today because I'm cutting kits for that today, and those are mailing out. All right. So, and this is going to be a really, really, really pretty class. Kayleen says this is one of the best paper pumpkin kits. I agree. It's just stunning. It's really, really pretty. All right, pick up. So a month from today, our pickup in August, I keep wanting to say March. It's going to be the Hearts and Hugs little set. These are cute little critters here. So, yeah, we're going to bust that one out. And I already have this class started because I was thinking that this class was today, and I completely forgot about the tune in. I didn't until like earlier this week. I thought, wait, I'm prepping the wrong class. So I've already started, and it's cute. And in August, the technique class for August is going to be the Changing Leaves bundle. So I'm thinking we're going to be doing some really pretty inking types of techniques with this to get some gorgeous blends of color. And then we'll get some, beautiful textures in here because this is a hybrid bundle. So you've got a folder and the dies. I haven't even opened it yet. And the leaves. So that's going to be a pretty, pretty class. All right. So that's the business. Let's get it out of the way. We're done. Now we can stamp. Let's stamp. Okay. So today, and I know this kind of looks like a ratty pack of paper here because I have used a lot of it and there's lots of bits and pieces. This is the Full of Life DSP. And so, there's a bunch of pieces in here that I've already used, so you don't kind of want to see those. But this will give you a good idea of what's in here. These are fun colors. Look at that. Here's another version of this, only smaller. they're so fun. They're so colorful that when I first saw the tune-in bundle, I thought, this just kind of reminded me of, like when they would put the color, like that they're signed off or whatever that was called, on a, these are two different pieces of paper. That's why I can't line them up. They would have a pattern of, stripes and things. It just this reminded me of that. But so these are cool papers. Look at the backs are, they are nice ombre of colors and color washes. So if you're looking for an interesting pack of paper, I would say you found it right here. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a really good one. Look at this. I've used a bunch of these. This is similar. One's on the, one is vertical and one is diagonal. Look at that. So just pretty papers. Okay. Now that you've gotten a little bit of an idea of the paper, it kind of helps you to see where we're going to go with this class. We're going to head in that direction. I'm also going to, I've got some other products out today, but one of the ones that I do have, and I thought I brought it, where did it go? It's around here somewhere. That's not it. Well, you can see I have the friend dies out. These are not from the tune-in bundle. These dies here are from the Full of Life, and that's not the name of it. What is the name of so the paper in the Sweet Collection Full of Life is Full of Life. I think this is Friends for Life. This might be the name of it. Anyhow, so I have these two because this is just such a great basic die to die cut the word friend. And this one is designed to layer on this one. So this one's a little bit wider. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use it on our first card here. And so I have die cut the word friend with white and black. And so I have a white shadow and I have the black coming in here. And you know what? I think it's stuck to, there is a die for that, and usually I keep track of it. But let's just do a real quick glue here. So I'm using, you guys have asked, this is the Precision Glue by My Sweet Petunia. I don't typically use other companies' stuff. However, this little precision top and the gun is just, it's an awesome product. So, okay, here we go. And I am going to have to go in and find that dot because I do like it to be complete with the dot. It looks a little naked there. But okay, so I'm starting with that. That's the only die cut that, is kind of a, to me, this is a focal element. Usually I'll use basic shapes and things, which I will be using today. But yeah, I'm definitely going to use this on my first card because it just fits the vibe of the card that I'm doing. Okay, Marlene and Kayleen both said Friends for Life is right. Those are the dies and the stamps. Okay, so this is the Full of Life. I love this print here. This is really fun. I also enjoy this one. And so I've decided I'm going to use kind of an ombre look for this first card. And we're going to trim this down. And let's see, what else do I have? I have a piece of white here that is going to be for my card. And I'll talk about that size in just a minute. And let's see. And I also have a card base. My card base is, you can see here, it's 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. So start with a half a sheet of hot dog, if that's what you want to kind of call it. We'll start with that, and let's see here. I'm bringing in my trimmer, and I'm going to do a little bit of cutting of my Designer Series paper. And so my Designer Series paper, I'm going to cut this to be 2 7/8 inches wide. That's 2 7/8. Okay, save that. It's a beautiful piece for another project. And I'm going to rotate my paper. And I haven't decided if I want to take off this pretty peacock and maybe, because I need it to be 5 1/2, right? So I don't know if I want to take that off and just kind of go, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this off and we're going to go to the more to the melon mambo. And then this is going to be by 5.5. Okay, so 2 7/8 by 5.5. Okay. So that's my one piece, and it's going to layer onto this piece of white. And this piece of white here, folks, that's kind of hard to see, is 3 1/4 by 5.5. So I'm going to leave, you know, a border to each side. So let's just glue that one in place. I hate covering up these fun little polka dots here. Okay, I just unclogged this tube here about 2 minutes before I signed on. Even less than that. It was the last thing I did. Come on. Well, it's going to have a big, there we go. All right. Okay, hopefully that will unclog it. So I'm centering this, so nothing difficult here, just kind of some good old-fashioned layers. And this layout, once I finish, you'll recognize it. It is one of the sketches from the from the catalog on page 22. And I think it's one of my favorite sketches. So here is my card base. This is going to lay down the center. We're going to kind of go this direction, but we've got to add, excuse me, I've got a cough, but we've got to add all of our fun tune-in elements. So let's start adding some of these fun tune-in elements here we need this image right here. This is a cute little, you know, it's what I call this one's like a texture image. This one creates fun backgrounds. So let's just do some fun background stamping for now using this little, it's kind of like a diamond image, but I don't know, it kind of sparkles. It reminds me of Bewitched. Am I weird? Okay, so I have Melon Mambo here. And I'm going to just do a little bit of background stamping. And when I do some background stamping, I like to just kind of do a little bit on the, just kind of on the corners. Sometimes when I go all around, it seems like it's too much. Oh, good. So Kim's feeling it. She's feeling kind of where my brain went. You don't want to hear me sing, but anyhow. So I'm going to do just a little bit more here. And as I'm stamping, what I was trying to do, and because it's photopolymer, it makes it very easy to do it. I was trying to line up, you know, and keep things square. And I was just kind of lining that plus up with the little diamond shape. Now let's go ahead and repeat that on this upper corner here. This time, I think what I'll do, though, is rotate like so, just to kind of change it up a little bit. And I'll start off the card, and we'll just kind of fill this in. Again, see this point here? I'm just going to try and line that up or come close to it. Yep, that's cute. And we'll just do just a little bit more, maybe right there. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm going to do, but I'm not finished with that step. I want to give these, and this is where this is fun. These are some of the hidden details that you don't always see, you know, when people, you know, when we post things on Instagram and Facebook and our blogs, these are some of the fine details that you might not see. But I've done this with all of these cards that I've done, because you know me and my my winkaholic, you know, attitude about Stella here. Okay, so I'm just doing a quick paint of these little diamonds. It just brings this card to life. It's one of those little details that, like I say, you might not see it in photos, but in real life, it's awesome. Okay, And you have to kind of do it now because it's a little difficult to reach in there and get it done a little bit later. So, you missed the color of the card base you're stamping. I am stamping on Melon Mambo. And so I actually used Melon Mambo to do my little diamonds as well. And I don't know about you, but this is a color I don't use very often, but I sure like it. I sure enjoy it. It's a strong color, so you have to be ready for all of that, the strength that it brings to a layout. Now look at all that hard work and I'm covering it up, but that's okay. That's okay. So I'm going to glue this. So I could glue this or I could dimensional it. I think I'm going to glue. You know, our tastes change. In the past, I would have been like, oh, it's on dimensionals. But now I'm kind of taking some of the dimensionals out and saving the dimension for my focal points. Okay, so there you have it. Off screen, it looks like Poppy Parade. Interesting, interesting. Nope, it's Melon Mambo. Yep. Okay, so we need to do some more stamping. Now that we have our card base ready, we've got our little bit of greeting ready to go. Let's bring out the star of the show today, and it is the television. You know, I know many of us had these big, huge boxes. I was talking with my family the other day and I'm like, our TV didn't have color, our big one like this. So it was black and white only. So let's pull out the big guy here and I'm going to pull out a piece of paper. You can see this is the piece that I cut the word friend from. So I'm going to stamp the big guy here in Memento because I'm going to be using my blends to color this in. So here it goes. Let's just get this guy all inked up. It's so big, sometimes it's easier to just flip it over on its back and tap it. Okay. I should say when I put this image on the block, because the center of the image is not there, you know, so there's not photopolymer through the whole thing, so you're not catching. We could have a tendency to, you know, put this on and have it be slightly warped, like what I just did. Maybe not that crazy, but a lot of times what I'll do is on an image that's big like this, that is scooped out or cut out rather, is I just kind of put it down and let it relax and then pick it up with your block. Okay. So, and I'm sure you guys already do that. All right, let's give this TV a little bit of color here. Let's see, I'm going to use, I have gray granite and I have pretty in pink. And I'm going to start with the pretty in pink. Oh, actually, I'm going to start with the gray granite. I'm going to start with the light gray granite. Oh, these are my old gray granite. Jacqueline, hold on. Hi, Liz. Hi, everyone. Popping in for a minute only to say hi. She's having a summer camp there this week, and it will start soon. Well, good luck with your summer camp. I know that all those kids probably totally love everything you do. I know it will be fabulous. All right, so there's my gray granite for these two places, but while these are wet, I'm going to come in here and give a little bit more. Okay. Just a little bit more detail on that. And then I'm going to take, whoops, hold on. Sorry about that. I'm going to take my tip here and I'm just going to work around the frame here. And I'm going to try and stay in the lines. You know, the more vertical to your paper that you hold your blend, the tighter the tip is. And if you get more angled, it's going to obviously make it a little bit wider. So I'm just working myself around. And that was the light. And then I'm not going to go all the way around, but in a few places, I'm just going to add a little bit of the dark just to get a little bit of variation in here. It's cool looking. And let's see, I don't want to put those away just yet. And I have just a little bit more stamping to do, but I'm out of paper. So I'm going to bring in just another piece here. Let me bring this one in. This is thick and this is regular. And I like the way the regular stamps just a little bit better than I do the thick. I use the thick for card bases. All right, so do I have enough room in? Nope, I don't. Okay, so just gonna take this little, kind of looks like it's the antenna for the TV, but it looks a little bit more like a Martian hat. Okay, so there's my antenna, the bunny ears, and I'm gonna let that dry for just a second. In fact, I can see it got a little splotchy. Let that dry for a second while I come in here and do a little bit of coloring on this TV. Okay, so this is Pretty in Pink. This is my light. So my TV here is gonna be pink, because who wouldn't love to have a pink TV? It kind of gives us that definite retro feel, right? And so I'm just filling in this entire, not the screen, but the rest of it. You can't unsee the Martians. Yes, well, Kim, your Martian card was fantastic. And since while we're here talking about them, so I had made this and I didn't end up using it, but I saw Martians and robots as well. So it's a little treat holder, but it's a couple of the TVs back to back. So I digress from the project for just a second here, but yes, I saw Martians too. Yeah, cute stuff. Fun pack of stuff. Okay, so I'm just adding all this pink in, and I'm kind of trying to avoid the, and I'm just going to kind of swoosh some color in between these stripes, just like that, just laying down just a hint of color through there. Okay, here comes my dark, and so I'm not going to add it everywhere, just in a few places, and then I'm going to come through and pull this dark in with my light, Pretty in Pink. Okay, so now we'll just kind of pull this in, but I'm not going to pull it in all over because then I don't have any light spots. And I kind of like the way it looks when there's a little bit of, it just, to me, it lends to the retro vintage look when this is just a little bit on the splotchy side. And I'll pull it up so you can kind of see that splotchiness. It's just kind of fun. Okay, so let's go to this guy. I feel this is dry enough. And I'm just going to finish this with the gray. This was the light. And I'm just going to swoosh in, a little bit of quick color here. Nothing too dramatic, but maybe I will pull that color inward with the light blend. Okay, that's it for my blends on this. Let's do some die cutting here. So we're going to die cut 3 different things. Let's see, I don't want stamps, I want the dies. So I'm gonna die cut the television for sure, but just like we saw Martians, robots, and things with this image here, this is more than just a television. It is a thought bubble, and the cool thing is it can be a thought bubble that way and a thought bubble, different speakers, different directions. Okay, so take a look at things. What else are they to you? So there is that, and I want to die cut. I'm going to die cut the antenna, and I'm going to die cut the screen. Okay, so I think I'm going to get a little help here from my Post-it tape for this guy. And so I am kind of looking obviously at the image, but even at the holes where we poke it out, I'm keeping my eye on those as kind of registration marks. And I'm going to put a little bit of a seatbelt here on the TV. There we go. And then we'll cut that guy out. That doesn't need one. Okay. So my cut and emboss machine is just here to the side of me. Give me a second while I run it through. Okay. Get enough room for everything in one pass. Okay, here comes my bits and pieces. There's that. And let's see here. Sometimes these get stuck. There we go. So I mentioned earlier about my sweet petunia. Here's the other thing that I use that's non-Stampin' Up. The magic mat. This thing is magic. It is saving my plates like you would not believe. And I actually really do enjoy that product. Other than that, it's all Stampin' Up. Okay, so here comes my TV. And we'll just set these pieces aside for our next project. Because I haven't done all my die cutting. I've done some ahead of time, but not all of it. Okay, now I don't totally need this piece here, but I just kind of like it in here. It just kind of creates a little bit more depth and dimension, stuff that you might not see again in a picture, but in real life, it gives it just a little bit more. Jan, just wait till I finish today. You are going to want this set. It's just cute. It's just totally sweet. Okay. So, I have some pieces. Speaking of die cut pieces, this little die here it's a fun piece. And this is part of the tune-in bundle. Look at that. It just kind of has it just fits the whole, to me, this has that retro diner vibe as well. I can see bits and pieces of this mixing with the bistro burger. Would be kind of fun to really get that diner vibe. So these pieces here, these are Petunia Pop, and these are Pretty in Pink. Might be a little tricky to see the difference on screen. Of course, I grabbed a whole bunch and only one, but they are different. I mentioned that I would be using and you're going to want this. If you're going to order the bundle, get this as well. This is the 24-26 in color glimmer paper. So you have Shy Shamrock. It's in here. We're going to use it today. Summer Splash, Peach Pie, and then there's the Petunia Pop and the Pretty in Pink. Kayleen, she bought this bundle right away because remember watching the first Man on the Moon on your black and white TV? Just like this. That is so cool. That is so cool. The first Man on the Moon. Awesome. So this bundle here, I keep mixing it with the bright colors because yes, it reminds me of our TV when I was a kid, but our family room had orange and burnt orange shag carpet. Okay, we were in style there for sure. And then the furniture was white rattan with bright pink, fuchsia, and orange cushions. And then there was some crazy old wallpaper too. That was bright fuchsia and pink. It's not that way anymore at my parents' house. But so that's why I tend to gravitate to these colors, is because that's where my that's just kind of where the memories are going. So my plan for this is just to kind of imitate this kind of bright, funky color here. And so I'm just going to kind of go, there's Petunia Pop. Here comes, and we're just going to kind of mix and match these pieces. I was just going to kind of go every other one. And we'll have something that looks a little bit like that. And this is driving me nuts that I don't have the little black dot. But we're going to put our TV in here. And our friend is going to come across. And so look at this. I have pieces for another card because I'm just going to use 5 of them for right now. And we'll put the little antenna up on here. Okay. And from Stitched Shapes, I have some circles here. And I have a Pretty in Pink. We're going to slip this one in here. A Bubble Bath. And we'll do a Lemon Lime Twist. I know, I love the touch of glimmer. You're going to see it. We're going to put it a little bit of everywhere because it's just cool. Okay, so that's kind of a rough layout of where we're going with this. Let me finish with the television set. You guys, I wish you could see in person the Pretty in Pink and the Petunia Pop mix of color here. It really is fun. And I am bringing in, I know it might be a little strange because I'm looking at it through my screen on my phone, but they're all shades of pinks and it works. It totally works. Okay, so let's lay these out. I'm going to start with this middle one. Okay, scooch over. We'll put that middle one in. And I'm just going to work myself out to the sides. Ooh, Kathleen's popping on. That one. And we'll grab this one as well. All right, just like that. And I am going to put this one on with dimensionals. So I'd mentioned I didn't do dimensionals in this layer because I'm going to dimensional this and dimensional that. That's 2 layers there. When I start to get into 3, it then gets a little on the pretty bulky side. So the nice thing about this Friends for Life die cut here is there's plenty of space to get your dimensionals in there. Just kind of nice. So I'm using minis on that, you can see. Rose Carey, hello from Palmdale, California. So fun to have a bunch of people stamping today. Okay, so this isn't glued on just yet, but I'm going to, so the TV is going to kind of go on an angle here, but I think what I'm going to do is have the word friend be a little bit more straight across. Just kind of like that. Let's glue this cute dude on. Just a little glue across the bottom. Whoops, knocking things over. And I'm going to set this over here to the one side. And we're going to turn the whole thing over and add some dimensionals to it. We'll just get one in each corner here. Okay, so that's going to go there. I'm not quite ready to put it down just yet. I'm going to do my, let's see, all of these circles are going to be on dimensionals as well. So let me do 2 on this bigger one, and then we'll do a single and a single. Oops. I put the dimensional, and I just ripped my paper. Shoot, queen. Okay, well, we're going to have to try and hide that. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I think I can hide that, though. It's going to go back like that. So I'm going to bring my television down just a little bit, and we'll bring this guy like right in there. Good, he won't show. And I'm not going to put this down. I'm not going to push it down firm just yet because I need these to go underneath. And now I'm sure you recognize the layout from the catalog from page 22. It is one of my favorites, and I think it's because I just enjoy working with circles. I just think that they're super fun to work with. So here's this one, and then I'm going to move this one kind of over here to the side. Okay. It's kind of wild and crazy here, folks. It's spunky and fun. Let's do just a little bit more with this. And that is, where is she? So I need a little wink here. And I'm going to zhuzh up the antenna. And maybe just a quick swipe around that TV. It just brings it to life. You know me. Even reach in there. And then I'm going to give a good flick and just bring a little bit more of that little splatter effect. It just kind of helps to balance all of that, the sparkle there in the center. And this is just killing me. I really want that dot there. It'll be finished. When I get it when I photograph these for later today, you will see the black dot will be there. But you guys, there's one more thing that I think is the perfect touch to this, and that is, I dropped them on the floor, the iridescent faceted gems. Kathleen's just getting home from summer school. Well, welcome home. Sit back, relax. So these are part of the Full of Life Sweet collection, and this is probably my most favorite pack of gems in our catalog right now. They are so pretty. They pick up light, they sparkle, they shine, and they're fairly low profile. So I'm going to do one on here. That's a large. Here goes a small, and I'll do another large. I wish they would give you like 10 times more small to how many large they do. So I'm going to do another large kind of right up in here. And these just kind of take on that color. And there you have it, minus the little dot on the eye. Can you tell I'm OCD about that? I think it's cute. I think it's really cute. Let me show you. I'm kind of playing off of a riff of 2 cards for this one. This card was a combination of this one here. So here it is in turquoise, or I should say Summer Splash. Super cute, super cute. And then it's also a combination. I really enjoyed the way this television came together. I liked the pink and the gray. And so, so here is, this became that. So case yourself. Yes, Rose, I agree. I prefer the smaller ones as well. So there is that. Friends for Life DSP. We're going to keep taking a look at it. And let's see. We're going to keep taking a look at it, but not on this card. This card here, I am going to use Bubble Bath and Fresh Freesia. I really, really enjoy these 2 colors together. But we're also going to mix it with a little bit more Fresh Freesia. And look at that when we add in Summer Splash, how fun this is. Here we go. Let's see. Card size is a little different from normal. This is 7.5 by, I've already forgotten, 5.5. So 7.5 by 5.5. So when it's folded in half, it's 3 3/4 inches wide. It's 3 3/4 inches wide. So yes, Sarah, I too love the Summer Splash. Are you talking about this Summer Splash? Isn't it fun? Yeah, it's cute stuff. It's a great color. It's a great color for this set as well. Okay. So that is my card size. I enjoy working in, it's fun to break up the 4 1/4 by 5.5. It's fun to change up that, just to change it up, because then things kind of have a different feel scale wise. And so that's what this is really a play on. So I'm going to start this card by stamping a background on here. And so I'm going to use that background stamp, the same one, because there's always a few stamps in a set that I gravitate to that become my favorite. I would think you guys might have the same, might feel the same. And then there are some that you're like, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't get any love. But, okay, This time though, I'm going to stamp and give it a little bit of a different feel by stamping it instead of vertical. I'm going to stamp it kind of across, and I'm going to stamp it. We're going to go tone on tone here. So this is Bubble Bath. So I will use Bubble Bath ink on Bubble Bath cardstock. And we are just going to kind of load this up. Look how cute. We'll just kind of match it. And we'll do some, and I don't need to do the whole middle because we're going to have a big old TV going through there. But again, I'm trying to line up the images. It's pretty easy. Cute. Just a little bit. And I'm going to do just a little bit more right there. Okay. So that's it. Just add some tone on tone. But just like we did on that first card, I'm telling you, once you do it once, you're going to want to do it all the time. And that is just to give these a quick, fast color here of your Wink of Stella. And we're going to pick up on this at the very end when we add the gems. We're going to highlight these again. And you'll see that at the end when we add the gems. It's a cute touch. Okay. Okay. Almost done, but it's worth it. Okay, there it is. And now let's just go ahead and, for fun, we'll stellize it. If you don't know what stellize means, I'm sure you can figure it out, but stellize means to flick the Wink of Stella. Okay. All right. So this is going to glue onto a piece of white. And so these measurements, it's a pretty tight frame. I know you've heard me say it in the last little bit, but I have been gravitating to these really tight frames. And frames meaning the layers. I'm not even quite sure if I remember what the measurement is on this, but this is only a 1/16 all the way around. So try a tight layer like that. See if you like it. Like I say, sometimes that 1/4 inch to give you an 1/8 inch border, it's great, but I kind of get a little bored in that, and that's why we're even making a different sized card than normal. Okay, so wiggle over just a little bit. All right, this is going to layer onto my card base. Nothing too tricky here. I really, really like these two colors together. The Bubble Bath and the Fresh Freesia. Specifically the Bubble Bath, going here, kind of another thing back that has that retro feel. Did you guys ever get, and I used to get it all the time, the Avon Bubble Bath in the pink? It kind of had the bottle was kind of scalloped all the way down. So it makes me think of Avon, and this is the perfect set for this, right? Okay, you're going, Avon? What the heck are you talking about, girl? Okay, so here's what we have here, though. This is Summer Splash. We're going to add some Summer Splash here. This is what our TV is going to be in Summer Splash. So let's stamp it. And I'm going to stamp it in black again. I suppose you could stamp with Summer Splash, but because I'm going to use Summer Splash blends, I'm going to do the black. Okay, just kind of tapping it all around. Get a good coverage of that. And we'll stamp this right down here in the corner. Ugh. Trying to get a really good impression. So same drill as the last card. I also want the little antenna, but I'm going to have my antenna on the Fresh Freesia. So now that you guys have had just a little bit of time to get to know these new in colors, do you have a favorite? I enjoy all of them, all of them. So Trisha says she used to dust your grandma's Avon bottles on summer break. Oh, how fun. That's cute. Too cute. Okay, these are my Summer Splash blends, and I'm going to just kind of highlight. Whoa, seems really dark, and it's the light. Okay, it's just because I just did it. It'll lighten up here. So I'm doing the feet and the channel, the knobs. And I'm going to do the outline, just like I did on the other one. You have some of your grandma's Avon bottles, huh? You don't have a favorite either. You love them all. Yeah, I do. I would say that I was thinking that Shy Shamrock would be my least favorite. But you know what? After using the peas, I really like the Shy Shamrock. So I've come to kind of buddy up to those and enjoy those. I like them all. They each have their place. I like working with the Petunia Pop quite a bit as well. In that I like to mix it with other colors. I really like Petunia Pop with Berry Burst. I keep kind of gravitating to that color combo. Okay, so just a little bit of interest there. And so this is this is Fresh Freesia. We were saying Petunia Pop. So I'm going to do the same thing and just do, color on color here. Kind of a watermark, tone on tone effect. Oh, the tractors are on in the backyard. I hope it doesn't bleed through sound-wise. Tons of work going on in my backyard. New deck, new pond, new grass. Okay, so those are ready. We'll do the same drill we just did last time, and that is I'm going to die cut myself one of the screens. That'll be easy. And I'll die cut my little dudes here. Kind of got to take that tape off. Do you guys what do you use? Do you just kind of do you use a magnetic pad to hold things in place? Do you use Post-it tape? Do you use, just curious, what you guys might do to hold your dies in place? Or do you just kind of put them on and hope for the best? I do that as well. But when it has to be right and I don't have time to, do another one. Okay, speaking of time, this is going to have to take 2 passes because I've got 3 pieces of paper. Okay, first one is done, and that is the screen here, which we will stamp. We're going to make this be a birthday card. So Sherry, you use Post-it tape, and the Magic Mat is coming out with a magnet. Okay, I heard about that. I'm anxious to see. Because I used to use our old Big Shot magnetic plate, even with our new machine. But that's what was killing my plates, between that and not having a Magic Mat. But man, if they get it right, they're gonna be like, I'd give them a Pulitzer Prize for that. A Magic Mat that is magnetic. Hey, yeah, that's gonna be great. Okay, so there's that little dude. All right, now we are almost ready to put everything together. Let's do just a little bit of stamping here, and let's stamp this with Happy Birthday. So like I said, just a cute birthday card, and I'm gonna stamp this with Summer Splash. Just kind of bringing this color even further forward. We'll do that with the greeting. And we're just going to keep this greeting simple and sweet. You know me, I like to do all the two-tone and that sort of thing, but we'll just go easy on this one. And we'll layer this right inside, just like we did the other. So just give it a quick bit of glue here. I mean, just look how cute that is. It's simple, but it is cute. And we'll layer, I'm going to layer this one almost in the exact same place I did the other one. Once you find something that works for you, I just kind of like to keep repeating it. Not totally repeating it, but you know, once I have a layout that I like, I kind of ride with it for a little bit. Okay, so this is going to come in here like so. Oh my gosh, I just love this color combo. So again, Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, and Summer Splash. It's looking fun. Okay, but let's zhuzh it up just a little bit more. I have some fun little cutouts here. And this die here is from the set. So it's this cute little retro star right there. So look at this. That is the Summer Splash in color. And we're going to bring this in for sure. Okay. We need to put some dimensionals on the TV. And this one is Petunia Pop. So it's just a little bit darker, pulling in that color. And then this one here is Lemon Lime Twist. So just kind of making it a little spunky and funky. But let's kind of get things going. I'm not quite ready to glue everything, but this is going up on dimensionals just like it did before. Our little starbursts here, they are going to glue, but before we put everything on, this ribbon is the silver and white. Okay. And I can't remember if this is an online exclusive or if it's annual catalog, but I'm going to go ahead and trim this down to where I just get this silver edge. Jan Lacey says, the starbursts. I know. Are they just like too cute or what? More bewitched. Yes. Yep. It's the intro, right? I was watching some of those reruns probably maybe like, I don't know, 6-7 months ago. And, you know, I used to love that show as a kid. Now I kind of watch it and I go, I think I had to be in the mood. Okay, so I'm just cutting a nice long strip of this. Probably about 12 inches or so. Hey, Daisha. Okay, so I need just like, it's not quite 12. Let me get myself just a little bit more. I'd rather have more than not have enough. Okay, and it's this touch right here that's going to continue the bewitched feel of this. Okay, so once I've cut that off, you've seen me do this before, but I often like to take my thumbnail and kind of pull off any extra threads and kind of get this stuff going. And you can see it's starting to kind of fray. I'm going to tie a bow just to hold the shape. Of course, I have tied it so uneven, that's not going to work. You know what? I'm not going to tie a bow. Instead, I'm going to sweep this out of the way. Instead, I'm going to lay down a little seal here. And I'm just going to do a faux bow because it's just going to be easier to get it centered. Because I want the same amount on each. I want my tails to be the same or close to it. Okay, so we'll just kind of set that right in there. I can just kind of rearrange it a little bit here. Okay. And now let's put the TV on. Okay, just a little bit more swoosh. I want a lot more loop here. Hold on. Now that I brought the TV in, I'm gonna pull this open just a little bit more. Whoops, that's not the side I want to take from. This is fine. Okay. Okay, so I've got this one crazy string that's getting tangled on everything. All right, here we go, folks. Gonna lay this one down. Okay, and we're gonna glue these on. And you know I'm gonna Wink a Stella these, right? So this one's here. We'll put this one towards the back on top. Right in here. Super fun. And then this one's gonna go, so we're at a very similar layout that we were with our first card. My dimensional is in the way. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Okay, now I'm going to come in here, and this is what is just going to kind of make this fun. And hopefully, and I'm going to start this. I'm not going to finish it. But if you start at the end, you can see it starts to fray these ribbons here. I'll pull it up here in just a second. So did you see that? And you guys, so now it has all this cute sparkle on the sides. So fun. So just start to kind of use your hobby blade. So I'm using a hobby blade, or, you know, you could use, there is a hobby blade attachment for this. I don't have it on right now, but it does come with this set. So you can just kind of get in here and start to pull these apart, and look at that. Then this just kind of has a fun little sparkle effect to it on the sides. And it just kind of imitates, whoops, my one little starburst here has kind of gone rogue. It kind of imitates that, and it's cute and fun. So yes, we'll just do a quick on that. And of course, I'm just going to kind of highlight a few spots on the TV. We'll get this one kind of matching. I'm just going to kind of come around this edge here. And we'll give it a flick. Just bring it all together. And then let's bring in the faceted gems. And so for this one, I kind of went crazy on this one, folks. And I'm going to kind of come in here, and I'm going to add the gems to the little plus signs. See, I've got one right there. So we'll do a small there. And then let's see, do we have one up here that's not going to be, we've got one way up there that's kind of in a weird spot, but I think we'll just pretend that there's one. Well, see, that one's there, but I don't like it in relation, so we're just going to kind of put one over here. Yes, I agree, Kayleen. These gems are totally perfect for this little card here and this set. So just something kind of spunky and whimsical and fun. And so this, folks, I have cased myself entirely, but in a different color palette. So here it is in the Summer Splash, Peach Pie, and Pretty in Pink, with a little help from Pumpkin Pie here. Sorry about that. It just said trying to reconnect. So hopefully it stayed. Okay. So there is, you know, casing myself. I'm going to case myself one more time. We're going to make another card, one more card here. And this card is going to be a slightly different size. It's going to be a square card. So my measurements here, this is 10 by 5, scored at 5. So we're making a 5 by 5 card, which I kind of like squares every now and again. Kind of fun to work in that size. Like I say, change up the shapes so you get kind of a different, you know, things look a little bit different on a smaller card versus a bigger card. All right, so let's see, what else are we going to use on this card? I have a couple more pieces of paper here. I have a piece of white that we're going to stamp, and we're going to layer it on some petunia pop. I was going to call it petunia pie. And I'm like, oh, look at the back of my paper has some splatters on it from a project from yesterday. So we'll just turn it over. So yes, these are going to layer like so. But we're going to bring in another piece of that Full of Life DSP. And so sometimes when you have a piece like this, you go, oh boy, how am I going to handle that? How am I going to, because it's a little strong, but as you come in here and start to add some layers on it, it's going to change things up just a bit. So what I'm going to do, and you'll notice that I brought my petunia pop in here, is I'm going to be cutting this such that obviously this layer is going to go away, this layer is going to go away, and I'm going to trim it up so that we just have a tight border of color coming around. So let's see. I'm going to, this takes me a few cuts to do this and to get it just right, but that's half the fun of creating, right? So let's try and get this. So this is what we're going to layer it on, and obviously the white goes on top. So I'm aiming for my piece of paper here to be 4.5 by 4.5. So a 4.5 inch square. So I'm going to start, let's start by just kind of, I'm going to cut right through, and I'm going to give myself a little extra here. So basically I'm cutting off the white row, and I'm just going to kind of come in right through here, take that off. I'm just kind of working myself around, and like right about here. So again, I am eyeballing right now. Then I'm going to make it smaller. So right now it's about 4 3/4. But what I want to do is get it to 4.5. But I really want things so that when it layers like so, let me bring this white piece underneath. I do want it smaller because I want more of the white showing. You can kind of see where I'm going, that I want a nice even border all the way around. And I can tell right now that I'm a little heavier on this side. So I'm going to just cut a skosh off because we want it to be, this is where I said it takes several cuts to get it the right way. So I want it to be 4.5 inches wide, but I want this to be a fairly even border all the way around because it's square and it shows up. So I think I have my one direction is going, we're pretty even, okay? It might be a little tighter here, but the design is kind of has it comes off just a little bit. So let's just take a skosh off of this side, and then I'll rotate to get this to 4.5. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yeah, you saw my madness. It took me 8 cuts to get there, but you'll get there eventually. And so now this will layer on here. And then we have this crazy, and I'm going to rotate this because that's just kind of the way I see the paper. And now you have all this crazy paper that just a hint is going to show all the way around. And you're thinking, why would you choose Petunia Pop with all of that over there? Well, because look at all of this Petunia Pop right through here. And then we'll kind of cover a lot of that. And so we just have a tiny little hint of color showing through. But it's a fun way to get all that color without it being so bam in your face, full of color. Now, this would look great even just with like a simple greeting on it, but we're going to do something a little bit different. So that's where our layers are going. I'm going to, yeah, Sarah, it did. It popped off for a second and it popped right back on. That's the first time I've seen it do that. So we have not the greatest, so you might not know, but I can't stamp in my stamp room. I have to come out in the kitchen so I have better service. But yeah, it kind of makes me a little bit on the crazy side. Okay, I'm going to use a piece of Post-it tape. And I'm using my grid paper as well. And so you can see on the grid here, I've given myself a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to put my Post-it tape kind of straight across like so that I've got a nice straight line that I can work with here. And I'm going to use the word newsflash. And let me put my newsflash stamp on my paper here. And I'm going to pick it up so it's fairly straight. And with my first color, I'm going to use Bubble Bath. Well, wait a minute. Let me check my paper here. Let me check my paper. Okay, I am not going to use Bubble Bath. So if this is going to be, I'm really working off of this. I'm going to start with Lemon Lime Twist. Let's see. There's Lemon Lime. So I'm kind of echoing the colors that are going to be on this one side. That's going to be my color palette. So I'm going to start with Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm just going to do newsflash, beep, 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 you know, that sort of thing. And this is just, and I'm going to use that Post-it tape as my guide. It's kind of like the line I'm following. All right. And then I'm going to do one more piece of Post-it tape. Stretching across. And on my grid paper, so I had 2, so I have a little bit more. Now I'm going to only just, it doesn't really matter what you do, but I'm just using it so that I have lines and I can follow. Now I'm not pushing it down super tight because I don't want it to leave a residue, because it sometimes will. Where is my cleanup pad? I'm ready to switch colors. Here it is. I managed to bury it. Okay. Next color I'm going to use is going to be, I think we'll use Crushed Curry. Or let's see, what did I bring? I brought Daffodil Delight. That will be great. Close enough. So let the paper kind of tell you what to do. This time I'm going to start a little off the page over here and work it across. Kind of like these are coming across the television screen. Okay, well, that one's a little crooked, but that's okay. Just creating a fun background. Let's see, next color, let's do Pumpkin Pie. And this time I'm going to pick up my tape here. We'll pick up that bottom one, and I'm going to go up 2 because I have just a little bit of a gap. I don't want them all perfect, right? Okay, here goes Newsflash. And now we'll start this one maybe even further over. We're just going to work ourselves across. Okay. And I'm going to pick this one up. And I'm just going to do 1 grid instead of 2, because that's kind of the pattern I did. I did 2 of the, so I did 1/2 inch, then a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and now I'm doing 1/4 inch. And let's see, color-wise, let's do Melon Mambo. I should have brought out Petunia Pop. You know what? Maybe we'll do Bubble Bath instead. Melon Mambo is going to be a little strong. Bubble Bath. Speaking of bath, quick little cleanup. Okay, moving this one across. Okay, there's that. I'm gonna hold this in place. The sound is off. Is it still off? Because my microphone says it's working. Ah, Facebook, you're killing me.
You must have done something controversial.
My husband just said, you must have done something controversial. I'm like, what? I stamped in the wrong color? Okay.
Did you use a rainbow? Stop it. Just give me a second.
No. He's turning the water on. I'm like, that's a terrible sound. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to, my next color is going to be, let's do Berry Burst. So Berry Burst, so this is going to be a nice punch of color. Okay, yes, I agree. Oh man, that one's way off. Shoot. That's okay though. I stamped right on the tape. So Julie's connection's been fine the whole time. That's good, because not even mine was fine. I had a moment of, what's going wrong here? Okay, we're going to do one last row. And we'll do this one set. So hopefully I've made a little sense on what I've done with the Post-it tape. It's kind of giving me my guides, but I've done, you can kind of see there, when I pull them off, you'll see that there's a little bit of a pattern going there. And then this last color I'm going to do is going to be Summer Splash. It doesn't really show on my paper that much, but it's the way I'm going to do it. Okay. And one more. We'll just, the camera is so in my way. Newsflash. Newsflash. Okay, good enough. There's our background. So with the help of the grid paper and the Post-it tape, you can see our pattern here. So it was, so I've got 2 rows together each time with a little bit more of a gap. So just, whatever you want to do, just have some fun, but know that your grid paper can really come in handy. I'm sure you already know that. Okay, so I'm going to keep the Summer Splash open, and I'm going to keep Bubble Bath open, and I'm going to use Berry Burst as well. So I've got those 3 colors. Let me just take this out of the way for a second and bring in my white paper that I need to make a screen here, a television screen. And so, but this time I'm going to stamp rather than just die cutting a white. And I'm going to stamp the stay tuned for an important message. And if you remember on the last card, I said, we're just going to do the greeting in one color, but I like to do multicolors on one image. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to look at, so what I want to do is I want my greeting, so it looks like I pulled the wrong color. We're not going to use Summer Splash. That's not there. It looks like we're going to use Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, and then Pumpkin Pie. And you'll see what I mean in a second, because I'm going to give it an ombre. And so the Bubble Bath is in the middle. That's easy. So I'm just going to ink the whole image up in Bubble Bath. And then the Berry Burst is on top. So I'm just going to kind of tap just the top portion in there. And then the Pumpkin Pie is towards the bottom. So I'm just going to do something like that. And now let's see if this looks good. I have enough paper that I can do it again if I need to. Okay, so it gets me kind of a 2-tone image. It's kind of strong right through there, so I think I'm going to try it one more time to get a little bit of a better blend. Okay, so we started with Bubble Bath. So on this one, I either need to use less of the Berry Burst, but see how it's just only the Y? It's kind of weird. So I'm thinking I'm going to do less Berry Burst, and then we'll get in a little bit more Pumpkin Pie. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see how this one turns out. Sometimes what I like to do, and I should have brought a blending brush, sometimes what I like to do is kind of blend those just a little bit so you don't have the harsh lines in there, but it kind of fits with the lines that we've created. But there you go. Mix up your ink colors there. Just start with your lightest color. I'm going to close the pads because I've got like 6 open. Okay, now let's die cut this right here. Get a little help from our Post-it tape. Okay, here we go. This is going through the machine. Okay, I think that's the last die cut that I need to do today. There is that. And I have a bunch of other things die cut. I've die cut the TV from black. And I've die cut, look at this TV here, folks, from Summer Splash. And we're gonna give this a haircut. We're gonna cut the feet off. Just like that. And we're going to glue it. Obviously, we'll glue it like that. I think this is going to set right in there, just like so. So let's glue the glimmer first. And then we'll just kind of set that other one right inside. Who wouldn't love a Summer Splash sparkly TV? I would take one. I'd totally take one. I'm sorry there was a disconnection here, folks. You just never know why things do that. Okay, so here's my cool TV. It's coming along. A few more die cuts for this. I've die cut, so they have two. Let me show you. Here I have two, but and I've got ink on my fingers. But there are two little antenna dies in the set. There's the one that will die cut. You saw that one that die cuts the stamp. And then there's a second one that stands alone. So it's a little bit, it's just kind of a tighter look, if you know what I mean. So what I'm going to do on the black one, I'm going to cut the antenna off on the black one. There goes that. There goes that. And we'll glue this on. What was weird was the loud clicking sound. I don't know what a loud clicking sound was. I know Newell turned the stupid faucet on, and I'm like, no, not right now. Okay, so there's my little antenna. And these are going to go right on there like that. So with this one, I'm going to be more, we're going to center things a little bit more. So this is where it's a little sketchy. You saw me grab my glue, but then I'm like, nah, it just doesn't always work. Glue and glimmer paper are not the best mix. So I'm reaching for some glue dots here. Let's see. So, a stamping machine. I have no idea. No idea. Maybe, you know, they're spying on me. Okay, so there's my television, but it's not done. Here's gonna get real cute. This is another die in the set. Let me show you. It's kind of like a speaker and knobs, and it's two dies in one. So I've cut the speaker from Pretty in Pink. So there's the speaker, and here's these two knobs. So I cut the speaker from Pretty in Pink, and then I cut it again in silver foil for the knobs, okay? And we are going to do a very balanced, you know, kind of everything's going to be very symmetrical on this TV. So I'm going to glue my speakers here. These are so cute, you guys. But again, because we're going on to glimmer paper, I just recommend glue dots or Seal Plus. Glue and glimmer paper, they eventually stick, but it takes a long time to get a good, and you know what? I don't want to wait that long. I'm too impatient. All right, so this guy, we're just gonna center this down on the bottom. Well, we're gonna try and center it. So I'm gonna use my grid paper to help me out here. Okay, that's pretty close. And then same thing on these little knobs here, you guys. So cute, but wait till you see what I'm gonna do with it after I put them on. Such a cute little TV. I would totally put one of these TVs right in my stamp room. Is there still a strange noise? Because it's completely silent in here. Okay, I'm gonna put one knob here. Okay, and we'll put the other knob on the other side. And then my favorite touch is coming. If I can get the stupid glue dot off. No noise now. Huh. The only thing I can think of is when he turned the faucet on. And then I turned it right off and then he turned it right back on. Because see, I'm on my kitchen island. So my sink is here and my sink is touchless. So all you have to do is touch it. And that's funny, they call it touchless, but you have to touch it to turn it on. But I tell you, it's the greatest feature. I love it. If you have a touchless thing, it all stopped after you logged out and logged back on. It was before Newell came in. All right, so here's my TV. Here's where it gets fabulous, folks, are these knobs. This is the large, and I'm going to put this right on here. So sparkly, so fun. Okay, there's my TV. Hey, you guys, seriously, super, super cute. Let's put some dimensionals on it for sure. As my mom would say, for sure, for sure. There's that. Okay. Whoops. Hello, Barbara's popping on. So we've got our TV, we've got our layers, and let's get our card base and get some of this going. And then we've got a little bit more die cutting to do for a few added things. And I also want to use a little bit of linen thread here. And let's see. So here's my linen thread. I have a bunch of linen threads in a Parmesan shaker. And so I'm going to cut myself about 12 inches, thereabouts, maybe a little less. And I'm going to tie a bow. And I kind of want my bow centered, so I'm using the bunny ear approach. It gets me a little bit more centered, but not very much. Sometimes I'm close and sometimes I'm way off. Okay, there's my linen thread. And I'm going to color my linen thread. Yeah, Sarah, I love it. Are you talking about that? Yeah. You can put a whole bunch of them in there. But it just keeps it, rather than getting in and out of the bag, it's just a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to take my dark Summer Splash blend here. And, sometimes I do this and I like to give color to my linen thread or any of the twines that we have. If it's just not quite the color I want. So sometimes I do it as a straight piece and then I tie, and sometimes I'll tie a bow and then go, well, that's kind of fun to do it because you can kind of add the color and then turn it over and get the other side. But just color your ribbon, or your twine rather, whatever you want to call this. So I'm making Summer Splash linen thread. So I often, most of my orders, dimensionals, I'm always ordering that, and linen thread. Tons of it, you guys. Tons and tons of linen thread. And I'm loving that new linen thread that's online, the online exclusives. It's a trio. It's that combo pack. Ooh, such pretty colors. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll let that dry while we kind of work on some layering up So let's glue all this madness together. I'm going to start with my top layer here. Okay. Now the glue is flowing much better than it was. And again, this is going to be just a really tight layer onto Petunia Pop. I could have picked any of these colors. They're all in there. I just picked one that I really enjoy. Petunia Pop is one of them. I could have picked Berry Burst, Pumpkin Pie, you name it. This will layer on this one. And I love how we just get that little hint of color all the way around. And then this will layer onto our card base. Just like so. Okay. There's that. So pretty straightforward on our layers here. But I do like this pop of color showing, but there's something nice about adding that layer in between. It grounds it just a little bit. You could even do it with black if you wanted. So my TV is going to come in here. Okay. Let me pull this back just a little bit. It was sitting flat on the paper. Can't have that. And so my linen thread here, I'm just going to kind of make sure it's dry because you don't want it to get onto your card. But I'm going to do a little bit of linen thread right in there. Just kind of a little whimsical there. Let me kind of bend this just a little bit. That's the cool thing when you add a little bit of the blends to your linen thread or to even like some of the twines, they hold shape. It's almost like they've got, it's like, you know, a little bit of a, like you've put hairspray on it or something and it just kind of stays put. Okay, so that's the direction we're going, but I want to add a little more bling to my card. And there's a great few dies in here. Let me show you. There's this one right here. Look at that fun die right there. And this one. So they're kind of, it matches, it doesn't match. You're not intended to like stamp this. Well, I guess you probably could stamp that and die cut those. I'm not, well, pretty close, or it's the same shape, but that's going to be really hard to do. But so it coordinates with it. And what I want some of these on my card, but I want them to coordinate with my ink colors. So I can see I need some green and some yellowy color right down in here. So what I think I'm going to do is put my die cut kind of right there on my paper. And then I want some up here. So that means I need some Summer Splash and some berry. So we'll kind of come up. We'll just kind of do this a couple times, but I'm going to run it through my Big Shot a couple times using some of the colors off of one of these pieces of paper here. Whoops, I'm dropping my pieces. So you can kind of see, you can have fun. You could color your own, or you can kind of come in here and find a piece of paper that'll work for you. There's plenty of different ombre patterns in there that you could use as well. But look, these are cute. And of course, they're all on the magic mat. But there's one. And it's flipped over. I need to flip it back over. But these are fun. So like I say, I wanted them to be in the colors that they're going to sit nearby. So let's see. I'm going to run this through again. Let's take and get, let's get a few more. Let me get some yellow. So I just want to have several that I can choose from. And let's see here. I don't need another one of these big guys. I'm only going to use one. But I'm going to send this through on the yellow, and then I'm going to send it through on, ooh, I don't have a lot of green there. Where do I have some more green? What's on the, ooh, look what's on the back. Look. Okay, I'm going to flip it over. Yeah. So see, this is what's fun. You've got all kinds of places you can turn to for color here. So we're going to do that one right there. On the fly here. Okay. At least this gets us a green one, or more of a summery splash color up in here. And I'm going to pass through one more time, folks, just so I have lots to choose from. I feel like I need some more berry color. I could use some more yellow too, but for time's sake, we'll just go one more time. Okay, I'm just curious, how many of you have this Full of Life DSP and what you've done with it, because it is pretty bold. It definitely has a lot to it. Curious what you guys have been making with it. Oh, hold on, I dropped a die way across the room. And if I don't find it now, I'll forget where it landed. Okay, whew. It's getting warm today here, folks. All right, let's see here. So we've got some green that are come down here. I've got some summer splash kind of colors there. I can do a few more pink. And so kind of like on our cards where we have been doing a little bit of stamping up in the corner and then down in the bottom corner, I'm going to do the same thing with these. So let's go ahead and let's add this to the card and the TV, and then we can kind of go from there. I'm trying to figure out how I want to put that on. I think I'm just going to wing it and hope I get it in the kind of the right spot. You've only looked at it and admired it. Okay, but Kim, you need to bust it out because I know you are, you could make some gorgeous stuff with it. And the thing is, it can take on so many different looks. Okay, so there's my TV. And now let's add some splash here. So I almost find it's easier to just kind of add a little glue rather than to the back of it. And let's do a small. I'm going to do a small, and I'm going to let this kind of go right over the edge. It doesn't not need to stay on all of your layers. Let it go over the edge. Break that wall. And let's do one more. I wish I had a yellow one. Oh well, we're just going to do the green one for now, but a yellow one would be good up here because we've got yellow stamping. And I've got the yellow paper right there, but for time, we're going to go with it. Okay, so I have those right there. And of course, you guys, you have to. It just says, shimmer it, make it sparkle. That's there. Let's do these up in here. So while I've done 3 there, I think I'm going to do more like 4 up here just to really kind of beef it up. And I'm going to start with this big guy first. We'll do this one here. I'll do a small one. Again, I'm going to kind of break this edge. Right there. And how about, let's do kind of a big guy right up in here. And we'll do one more out here. You guys, this is so cute. I love it when Stampin' Up creates really just fun products. Okay, so there's those. Let's stylize. Let's give it the shimmer. Now we'll stylize with some splatter. The thing that's fun about doing these little, you know, this splattering of Wink of Stella is they end up being little tiny micro dots with a little bit of a bump action to it. And so it almost creates a little bit of texture. So that's what's really fun. Okay, last but not least on this card, we've got to bring in these gems. These are just too fun. And so I'm just going to kind of add them into finishing up these little groupings right here. So there's one, and then let's do a twofer up here. I'm going to do one right on that, and then I'll do another single one kind of right in line with it right there. And so there you have it. Another super cute card using the Tune In stamp set and dies. So let's just do a quick recap here. So that was one. And then we did, oh, it got it tangled up here. And I don't know how. Holy moly. Oh, that one got tangled up in another card. Okay, so we have our, love this color palette. Here was the original I was working off of. And then we have our Casing the Catalog. And that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed a deeper dive into the Tune In bundle and into the Full of Life DSP and the Friends for Life dies. Super awesome. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate it. Trisha, thank you for the thank you. I appreciate it. You are super welcome. Hopefully, you know, try something new while you're stamping in the next few days. And I will catch you next week for our Mediterranean Blooms. That's going to be a fabulous class. Remember, if you want to join that, let me know in the next few hours because I'm cutting kits right away. So, and I don't usually cut extras. So, thanks for being here. Thank you, Daisha. Thanks, Terry. Everybody. I will see you next week and have fun stamping. Share what you do. I want to see it. Thanks. Bye-bye.